Morning, YouTube. Um, guy right here, jwsolarusa. This is just today, the 6th, February 2017, and this is what is happening right now. The time is 09:39 hours. There's a time right there. Cloudy days out here, according to the radar, and we are not expecting nothing good today at all. But this is what the system is doing, and I'm happy because we get into, like I said yesterday in the video, the sun is coming up to the rising, and we're started to getting more light. You see what's going on right here with the mate. So I'm getting excited. At least it's about time for power. Doesn't mean we don't make no power during the winter. We do, but the problem is the snow built up on your panels and all ice and all that good stuff. But so far so good. We're doing an awesome job. So, like I'm saying, everything is coming to play. Everything is working good. The entire system is looking good and happy. I can't complain. This is what I'm dealing with here, and this is what the system is designed for. So this is just an update as February is going. It kind of sounds happy, and everything is looking really nice and fancy here with power. I'll show you the conditions outside for today. I can be able to do that because it's just bright, not that bright at all, cloudy, but the system is bringing that. So upgrades are doing pretty good, and getting off to all those snow is off the panels, and we're bringing some power. And thank you so much for watching, while I'll take you outside and see. Folks, this is how it looks outside. Snow is still out there, but these are the weather, the clouds I'm dealing with right now. See that right there? I was telling you that spring is getting closer, and the birds and all that good stuff. So these are the clouds, these are the skies, and this is what I'm dealing with. Just to show you how the system is doing, I can see it started kicking up, picking up some power. 130, and it's pushing some power back to the system. Okay, this guy is still doing his thing right here. So we are not doing anything right now. You can see. So this system can only read anything that is over 100. It's gonna tell you the load. If the load is below 100, it's not logging that, not showing that we're inverting whatever. So the load has to be a little bit higher, over 100, than it reads. It doesn't read like 10, 20, 30. It doesn't go 40, 20, 40, 60, 80. You have to be up to 100. It's gonna read it. I don't know for yours, and this is what mine is doing. So this is, it goes back and forth. It's gonna tell you the CC is the charge controller, so we're sitting at 50.2 volt, and the output is gonna tell you this. If you would have plugged into the AC, this is what it's gonna tell you exactly. There's no AC coming in, nothing. So we're not taking power from the grid. That's from the CC, means the charge controller. Okay, so it's just early and we're making some power here. Huge progress, and which I'm proud of. So we're getting there. I can just imagine with all what I did and well what the panel's gonna be doing, with less resistance. Look at that, we just made a kilowatt, 100 watt. Awesome. That's the time right there. Okay, just a recap. Yesterday I was unfortunate to show you guys the output, what power we made yesterday, but I just want to give you guys we struggle making all the way to, sorry for the camera shake. We made up to about 600 watt on that kind of weather, but yeah, it's okay. What about anything I can able to get? Look at the power is growing rapidly. See that? Sorry, just dropped something. And the system is working. I'm happy, I'm pleased. Just when the sun came out, when it was 8 o'clock, and look what we picked up right now. I'm not saying the sun, sorry, there is no sun. The clouds started getting a little bit brighter, whatever. The solar panels can pick up, and you guys can see exactly what we made 100 watts right there, and it's just a 946 right now. So the batteries are going up again. So folks, it's a lot of improvement. There's a lot of encouragement. Like I was saying yesterday, it stays like this all day, I'll take it. Stays like this till 5 in the evening, I'll have a full charge. No, I don't just charge the batteries unless it's gonna be a bad weather. But I don't allow my batteries to go way below 80%. So this give me some comfort, this give me some peace. If it would have been 24 volts, I would have brought more than these 48 volts. The panels, you have to go in fours, for you to achieve one thing. If that was you series them, you have a 24-volt system, this number would have been double. Because if, let me say for example, you have a 320 watt solar panels which I'm running, and you end up each panel is a 8 point something on a standard, and at a VOC, so it's running up to about very close to about 9. So we imagine if you have those 4 panels all connected in series, because right now I have them on 4s. So if I decided to break them in 2s, like on 24 volts, this number would have been double, because the amperage right now is going to be reading, let me say, for this is just an illustration, if for 4 panels they'll be reading only about 8, very close to 8 or 8 amps. If you have intense sun, then it's going to be like something like that. But with MPPT, what it does, it takes the higher voltage and convert it to amps too, because if the voltage is way too high, it's going to utilize the amps, utilize that voltage and convert it to amps. so that will see you have them in series. The voltage is going up and the amperage goes down. So when the voltage is way too high, then you have a lesser amps, and the voltage is lower, you bring in more amps. Okay, because it's cloudy out there, I know the VOC would have been higher. So um the voltage, whatever, if the voltage tend to go high when it's kind of cloudy, and then the MPPT is converting it now, bringing it down from that high VOC to converting to amps. That's why I'm having the voltage coming in slower and amps started growing. Okay, if the sun is really intense out there, the voltage tends to drop. You bring in the amps in, and you have to remember about efficiency too, because of the sun is that the heat tend to get the panels work really harder and losing efficiency because of heat. But we're doing fine. Stays like this constantly for the next 5 hours till afternoon, approximately like 1500 hours. My batteries are all topped off. So if you decide to go like it's like a 24 volt right now with all what I have there. Did you see that jump right there? It's refreshing itself. It's like a refresh every few minutes. It's gonna do that. So the maximum power point tracking is searching for a sweet spot on the panels where the sun is right now, like recalibrate itself to see what's there, or maybe it's an improvement. Then it's just gonna jump and do its thing, and change the wattage that was the device was producing at the time. But since the device did the refresh, didn't find anything that changed according to the weather, so we're still sitting at 120 watt. But if I would have put those panels in 24 volts, I would double this power. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy or something. And if I decided to put them in parallel, for 12 volts, this number would be triple, because you're collecting individual panel is almost a 9 amps per panel. So you calculate a little bit of this, a little bit this, a little bit of that, then you generate a huge amount of amperage. These are all the advantages and disadvantages on 12 volts and 24 volts. But 12 volts is not that much efficient, because the amps you, if an inverter you pull in, you have to remember about resistance. You generate heat and you lose the power, the efficiency. So 48 volts runs cooler, less amps, higher voltage. See, 24 volts is just in the middle of 12 and 48. That's why a lot of people get they settle with the 24 volts, because it sounds like it's in a sweet spot. Even the weather is cloudy or something, they'll get something out of the panels, because of you tie two panels in series and you're collecting those panels act like a one panel. Two panel act as one. On 48 volts is four panels act as one. Okay, so on 12 volts, four panels act as four panels. It acts as one, but it combines all the four panels into one. So you bring in, for example, 3 amps, 3 amps, 3 amps, 3, 6, 9, 12. You got a 12 amps on just those four panels. Okay, it doubles up the number. So that's how it works. So that's why a lot of people as they decide to go 12 volts, they have a big battery bank, and they bring us so much amps, even if it's cloudy and if it's bright and sunny, they tend to bring, and you can see those 80 something or maybe 50 something, depends on the equipment that people has too. So you can see a lot, and but it's taking a lot again from the inverter out to power your stuff. So this is just chit chat about how solar panels work. If I'm wrong, correct me. But this is what this is what I know, and this is I've done it. Or maybe if I don't put it right to you, well, maybe you have a better way of saying it. But I think this is how I'll explain it. Well, it's too early too. I just woke up, but and I hope my brain is working right. But just to be honest with you, on 24 volts, I would have been bringing a lot of power. If it was easy to route all the 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 batteries, I would have done it for me to show you guys. But I don't want to mess with all those wires. Keep on tying and tying. You know, you tend to ruin your threads on your batteries and terminals, because mine is not like a terminal, it's like a thread. It's a flat thing you can screw all the way, just like a screw in a bolt, a screw or bolt on your engine block or something like that. So I don't want to mess with that too much. If it was a terminal, it's easier. I would have put into 12 volt, 24 volts, or maybe 12 volts, but that would be a longer video. I would need some help, someone who's trying to help me, you know, put some distance really fast so that we can able to show from 12, 24, 48, and see how things go. But even that, the panels can still stay the same configuration is fine, but I can able to maybe reroute the panels back to, you know, parallel, and we'll go in series. Someone going to be on the roof changing those panels on the from 12, 24, and 48, and see how you guys work. But still, we can still able to leave them the way they are, because the voltage gonna go way higher while the battery voltage gonna be lower. So all the higher voltage is gonna be converted to amps, because the charge controller is gonna convert it. So charge controller is converting the high voltage and mix it to amps, because it's trying to match with the battery bank you have there. So if I set this thing, for example, for about 80 or 100 amp or 100 volt, and all that high voltage is going to be converted to down to suppress or compress it to charge a 12-volt battery, that will be very, very soon, rapidly charged. Or if you're trying to do 24 volts at that 100 volts or 80 volts, it's going to be a rapid charge as well. You can see more amps, because you know the charge controller, these ones are designed to downgrade the higher voltage to convert it into amps. Okay, that's why you have to they recommend you you series certain panels. It depends on your panel specifications. You series them so that you can able to get the maximum power point tracking, the MPPT. That's what it stands for, maximum power point tracking. So you can able to utilize the best out of your panels, because a higher voltage is efficient. So if you keep it a low voltage, you're able to utilize all the power and the efficiency on your panels and all that stuff. So if you do that way, higher voltage, it has a range too. You can't just, because this is a Flex Max 60 right there. I don't know if you can see it. Flex Max 60, 150 volt, but you cannot put 150 volt on this device. Only accept 145 volt. 145 point something, the inverter is gonna shut off. What I mean, like shut off, is not like die. It's not gonna blow. It's just gonna go to sleep. That's what he does. I've seen it. He goes to sleep. Even the sun is bright or whatever, he's gonna go to sleep because it's a protection. It has, it's a feature it has inside itself to protect it from you damaging your charge controller or your device, which the manufacturers are very smart because they know you pay you spend a lot of money into these devices. They don't want you to be to ruin them because sometimes people, they will do a lot of connections. They don't go according to the specs, the specs sheet, or they don't go according to what is recommended. And sometimes people don't know because 150 volts, I'll just put 150 volts. If it goes to 151, then I'm over. No, that's not how it works. It's 145 volt. This device can take 145. The 5 is reserved, which can make you 150 volt. It's reserved for the machine to breathe. You're supposed to have a breathe. Like for example, like you're just trying to shove a lot of food into your throat without breathing, you're gonna choke. That's the same thing. So they have to make sure this device breathe. It can able to cycle back and forth. Just like a radiator in a car. After a while, the engine is kind of warm or hot. The pump thermostat will open up and the water go round the engine and cool it off and come back and sit into the radiator. The fan kicks in. The fan is cooling that water again and getting prepared for the next round. So that's how this device is supposed to, if you're a mechanic, you don't understand about solar, or if you, this is how you understand it, that I'm just making an illustration. A car doesn't have anything to do with solar here, but this is just an illustration I'm making for people to understand. So I have, sometimes I do illustration like that, so people, I'm getting to different levels, other people levels, to understand how it works. So just a chit chat thing right here. And you guys can see how the production goes slowly, rapidly, slowly. So this is the time of the year. This is how it is till we get the sun way high on the horizon. Then we can able to utilize more power. Well, I hope someone learned something from what I just elaborate here, and I hope you can able to utilize that information and put it to perspective. If you already how these things know how these things work, well, it's kind of refresher again. But if you don't know, I hope I answer your doubts. I hope I answer your questions, and you learned something again today. Two guys are working together to make me happy, and make the guys down here happy, the batteries. But so far so good, we are fine. That's the temps right there inside the battery box. And here is the command center. This is what we're doing. Well, if you're just starting your week, and I wish you a good starting week. And if you are just getting to your weekend, I wish you a good weekend. It's kind of weird, yeah, because people work differently in America and other places in the world. It's different too. But I wish you all the best. And if you're starting up a week, I hope everything works out good for you. and get some rest if it's your weekend, and stay fresh. Pray that God protects you with your job and your everyday running back and forth driving. If you're a truck driver or whatever delivery person, God mercies can be unto you. Protection and love and care. Protect your family, your children, your job, your health, and relationship with you and your loved ones and God. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for being part of my channel. God bless you and have a nice day. Please subscribe. Bye bye.